Hey everyone, Frugal Panda here. Let's do a review of the Young Outfitters 2-bike e-bike hitch rack with ramp. It's an easy fold and tilt e-bike. You can see here's a couple pictures of it, and I'm going to show the installation in the beginning and everything as well. Got it in the box, well packaged and everything like that. It's I don't want to say it's too heavy. I could pick it up by myself and install it once I had it put together and could put it on my tow hitch with no problem. That's me. A lot of people don't take these off. I take them on and off because I also tow a camper. So when I have a camper installed on my hitch, of course, I just put my e-bike in my small, like it's like a tiny tow. I have a tiny toy hauler in the front of my pop-up camper, so I don't need to take my cargo carrier. But I use these all the time because I also do a lot of car camping or SUV camping. I've camped in the Aria quite a few times, but the problem with the Aria is the Aria doesn't have a place. It doesn't have a tow hitch, and it's a lease, so it doesn't make any sense. I want to show you real quick. That right there was the camo version. It's a little bit different in design, but it works really well. I used it with my truck that I gave to my son, and I like that one. I'll leave a link for that one too. It's pretty cool as well. It really matched my truck too as well. Anyway, this is to use with the QX80. My QX80, you know, it's a luxury SUV, so I wanted something black because the camo didn't really, with that one, it looked a little bit too different. My old truck was desert tan and stuff and more rugged looking off-road. I need something black like this, but I needed a 2 e-bike one. I got the 1 e-bike, which I love when I go by myself, but me and my wife have a trip planned in the coming up in about 3 weeks now. Yeah, so you'll start seeing videos for my Minnesota trip and a Wisconsin trip, and probably by early mid June. We're leaving into May practically, not really the end of May, sometime in May. Sometime we're going to leave and go down there, and so we're going to be road tripping out there. We're going to go hang out in Wisconsin. We're going to hang out in Minnesota again. I really did like Minnesota. I went there the last time. It was a blast. I love all the water too, FYI. Anyway, let's give some information about this cargo carrier. It has a 200-pound capacity. My electric XP is about 73 or so pounds for the long range. Her bike she's got a rad power. It's around 70 some pounds too, I believe, as well. I also have a mountain bike, an Ancheer. I might do a review of. I got it at auction, but I kind of like it because it's only like 43 pounds. It would fit in here too as well. But anyway, yeah, so it has a 200-pound capacity, so it can easily transport 100 pounds per bike. It has the universal tire holders and wheel straps for it, as well as the straps that go around the actual seat post as well, which helps secure it really well. So don't forget that. It uses a 2-inch receiver. So, and it doesn't wobble that much either, FYI. I do have like one of those anti-wobble things you basically just screw over the top too, which helps out because I have a camper too, so I don't want any wobble or anything like that. Anyway, it folds up with one hand. You'll see in the video when I get it put together how it folds up. Also, this is fast forwarded a lot, so we can get through this really quick. You've seen my other videos of putting these together. It pretty much goes together almost like the other one. It just has a few little differences that took me a minute. I'm using a powered ratchet. It just makes it easier for me to do it, so much quicker for me. I will actually, if I had all the correct measurements for my sockets and stuff in the beginning, I probably would have been faster, but then I had to keep running back because I didn't, of course. But anyway, it works with mountain bikes, it works with standard bikes, it works with my step-through bike, as you saw her step-through bike, which is really cool. I think it's really user-friendly when I'm not using it, so I took it off after I got done with this video and went on my last trip, my little camping trip. I just folded it up and put it in, set it off on the side in my garage until I could get back. When I got back, didn't take up much room either. So yeah, this is going to transport both our e-bikes to Minnesota. This is the actual hitch I'm going to use to go to Minnesota and Wisconsin, and I live in Colorado, so it's going to be on here all the way from there and back. One thing I do with these cargo carriers and stuff, and I recommend highly everybody does this: get you a lock. Get you a lock. You can't take it's very hard to take the trailer off, I mean, excuse me, the cargo carrier off the hitch, because how it goes in, the bolt screws in on both sides, and it's not one of those simple ones you can pull the pin and yank it out. No, it takes some time. So you have to work at it. But with this one, I still would put, because we're going to be going into some cities like Minneapolis. I wasn't too concerned the last time we were there, and I pull the batteries too, FYI, out of most of my e-bikes anymore, and especially with the Rad Rover, you can clearly see it has no battery in it. So if you get a hold of it, well, hopefully you have a $500 or $600 battery laying around, which most people don't. But I put a lock on it right away as well. I leave locks on them regardless, as they're secure, but they're not secure in regards to if someone wants to figure out how to take the stuff off. So putting a lock on it just makes it where, I'm gonna be honest with you, they look at your bikes and they think it's too much work and they move on to the next one. And I don't go on that thing, well, they can get your bike, it's not that hard, and all. I don't want to even hear all that, because the reality of it is, I've been all over the country. And people like that are usually looking for something really easy to take. They don't want to work at anything, the same as they don't want to work a job. No, serious note though, I do like this one. I like the other one too as well, but I really like how it folds up. It's so much easier than the other one. The other one wasn't hard, but I really like the kind where you really just push one little thing and pull the handle back and lift it up, and it moves up, which I think is really cool. So yeah, anyway, we're moving around, we're moving fast, and it's already sped up because we're trying to get this done, because I think there might have been some type of front coming in, and it takes me a minute to get motivated to put this stuff together. Seems like I'm always putting stuff together, so it took me like a week or so to actually get motivated to go out here, and I work, so it took me, and once I did get motivated, I got out here, I said, we're going to put this together, and the weather started looking a little sketchy. I was like, oh crap, I better hurry. So anyway, I got it done. I was happy to get this done. It feels sturdy. It's good quality. I know that from the other one. Getting back to it. So when if I'm not going on road trips, and I'm not taking like that type of road trip where we're going to like Minnesota, but I'm going by my solo trips, I always use this. I'll use this, or I'll use my single one. It just all depends. And I connect them on the back, and I'm doing car camping. So you haven't seen it. I'll show some videos in the future once I get some taken. My QX80 only has 3 seats, and it has the front seats, the passenger and the driver, and then it has one second seat, and then I pulled the extra second seat and the rear fold down seats to open up it, so it has a lot more room for my road trips when it's just me and my e-bike, or me and my e-bikes and my dog. So yeah, and I think it's a perfect type of stealth vehicle, especially if I'm not going out camping, because who's thinking, oh, there's someone in a bed in the back of a QX80? Most people are like, nah, but you pull up in a minivan or something, I don't know, that don't look like a contractor's van to me. So anyway, this works perfect with that. And I can either have my e-bike on the back, say I'm in the city and I'm going to do a little city camping type of stuff, or I can take my e-bike off and put it in the QX80, and then once I'm done that night, or say I wake up in the morning and I'm done with the little stealth camping, and I'll put it back on the back and go on to my next destination, for example. But this is a big deal, these right here. And one of the big deals with them as well, is they come with a ramp. This comes with a very sturdy metal ramp. It's not plastic, it's metal, and it's very sturdy, and it folds. These, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 50 years old now. I'm not trying to throw my back out with these heavy e-bikes, and they're getting heavy. My electric XP 3.0 is sooner than later is going to get sold, and I'm going to get probably electric XP Lite or something like it. I like one with something with gears. But regardless, with the ramp, it doesn't matter what I have. I just roll it up there and put it on the back. I don't have to lift it up all the time and move it in here. I don't have to worry about scratching up my bumper or something trying to get it in the back, stuff like that. So I really like that, and I'm really glad I have these, and they finally start really making these good quality ones for fair prices. So we're coming to the end of install. I'm getting everything put together and all that stuff. I've used with these, believe it or not, I've stuck a cargo bike. If you see my video with the other 2 e-bike holder I had, or maybe it was 1 e-bike, one of the ones I got, you'll see that I used this I put a cargo bike on it, and cargo bikes are longer, and it fit on here. And I drove from where I live in Denver to camping out in Pueblo, actually Pueblo West. So I drove all the way down there and back and did exploring. I also did work. I was on a remote work assignment too. So I was down in the Pueblo area, and I drove around with my bike on the back that whole time. And it was a big old, like I said, a big old cargo bike, not a Rad Flyer, a Red Flyer cargo bike. It was pretty cool. I already sold it. I bought it to repair and sell, and I sold it, made a decent little profit on it. I made like $400 on it, actually, I think, or something. So no complaints from me. Hey. So anyway, we're almost finished putting this all together, and then what's going to happen, I'm going to stop talking as well when we go to test drive, and we're going to ride around with it on the back, and how I did it with this time. Because I'm always afraid of losing my GoPro or something, is I actually just mounted the GoPro on my e-bike that's on the back. And so it was mounted on the e-bike, the furthest one out, which would be the electric XP, so you could just get a view of me driving around with this on. And I'm gunning it too. My QX80 is also fairly modified too, so I'm gunning it and everything and testing it, and I already know it's good quality because I have the other version of this, and I have no issues with that as well. So I'm okay with it, and I really do like these young OUTFITR products. So right here you can see that right there is what you use. They go around the seat post, and this is one of the very important to also securing it. It holds the seat post, but like I said, it's very adjustable up and down. The pole it's on can go back and forth, so it works really well with, like I said, step through e-bikes as well. So I don't have no complaints. I think they work really well. Also, FYI, take those off when you're traveling and you don't have your e-bike. If you're going to leave it on there, there's no reason to leave them out in the weather like that. I take them off and just leave them. Even when I don't have it attached, I leave it in the back of my vehicle, so I have them and they don't get lost. There's the camouflage one right there. I'll leave some links for that one too. That one's really cool. So check out, there's the folding ramp right there. I leave that in my vehicle as well too. I don't even bother taking it out. It works pretty flawless. It works really well. It makes it so much easier. And look at how far up it is. Usually I would not load a bike on that much of a hill like that. Like I would have lowered it because I'm on an incline. So it's making it even higher to put on there. You don't do it that way, but I wanted to get it done and I didn't want to move my vehicle. So I did it the hard way. Usually you just lower it some so it's easier, like you get a more on a flat surface and it's not high like that, the ramp. But you see it went up there no problem. And the Rad Rover Plus is not an easy bike to move around. So we're going to get both these bikes loaded on here and test it with both the bikes. And so I'm almost done with this one, strapping it on. I'm not strapping it super perfect to start out with because once I get the other one loaded on, then I will go back and I will adjust them further and better than I did the first time. I go back through and I adjust them and make sure everything's good. So we're going to hurry and get the other, because this is always the hardest part of carriers or whatever. You can see there's this different strap points, secure points for it. One on the back wheel, one on the front wheel, and then one on the post. And you can add more on it too as well, or like add other if you want to secure it more. And like I said, get a chain too, a locking chain. As you can see, even that one goes up there fairly easy. It takes me a minute to do it because I haven't done it in a while. Put them on here like this. So there's things I could have did to make it easier, like left that pole up more than likely, and then I could have secured it better than what it was. I could already had the seat post secure. So like I'm doing right here. If I already had that on there, then it would have been much easier for the first time when I put it on. And you can move the seat up and down until you get to where you like it, and then bring it down and then lock it in place on the secure point, and then also tighten it up on the seat post at the bottom as well. So that would have made it much easier when I got it up there too. So then I put it on, and then what'll happen is I'll pull it and tighten it, and it's really secure, to be honest with you. And that's how it goes right there. It looks pretty cool once you get them all on there. Someone, when I was out, I think in Walsenburg with one of them on the back of it, one of the other ones, I had the camouflage. They're like, oh, that's a cool one. I've never seen one that color, and it looks like good quality. And I was like, yeah, it is good quality. I've driven 200 miles with this thing on here. I may take off to New Mexico, and if I go that's 200, 300, 400 miles, I might roll with one of these on the back, and I have no problem doing that. It's no issue for me to do it. So don't forget, once you get everything put on, you get it secure, pull that ramp off of there. It folds right up, and put it in your vehicle, in your trunk, wherever you got it. Put it away. Go back through. I always go back at least one more time just to look at my stuff, make sure I got all my points secure on it, and so before I move, to make sure everything is safe and looks good in regards to that. So as you can see the different pictures of how it looks. There's you pull that out, you pull the little pin out the side, and you pull it back, and it's pretty cool. So you pull that pin out, and then you pull and then you can pull the lever on there. And it took me a minute. This is the first time I've done it. And then it can go up or it can go down, which I think is really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go take a test drive with both these bikes on here. I got a GoPro recording. I'm not going to talk during this, and you can listen and see. You can listen to my exhaust system, my new exhaust system I have on here as well. So we're going to pull out here. I'm going to stop real quick. You're probably not going to see it on video, but I'm going to hop out of the vehicle and make sure I got everything secured once more. All right, let's pull back in the driveway and take the bikes off of here, and what'd you call it? Dismount them? I guess it'd be called dismounting, huh? So we're going to pull the bikes off, but let's give you a couple more views of what it looks like with both of them on here. And it looks good on the back of a vehicle. I don't lose too much of my visibility either out of my vehicle. I could still use my camera, stuff like that, but I really had no issues. We're going to take them off super fast, get them off of here. And as you can see, and I'm taking them right back. And here's the thing is, I meant to park on the flat surface so I could make it easier for myself, and I forgot and pulled back into where I usually park. And so the ramp is higher than you would usually do it. You usually wouldn't load your bike on like how it is on a hill like this. You load it on a flat surface. So I think I made a little bit more work for myself, to be honest, about this. But yeah, I meant to go on a flat surface, and I've forgotten. Creature of habit, I went right back to where I usually park this vehicle, because I don't drive it. I don't drive this vehicle a lot until I go on road trips right now. Gas is high. It's always high for this. It takes premium, but I have an electric vehicle as well. And then I have that little white Kicks, which has been to the Pacific Northwest with me a time or two, saved me a lot of money, but this is my road trip partner. But I let it sit until I really need it. So we're taking this one off. This is a much bulkier bike right here, and it may be heavier than the electric XP. I'm not for sure, but yeah, I highly recommend you get this 2 e-bike carrier by Young Outfitter. Like I said, I'll leave links and a discount code. I believe I have a discount code for it. You got to have a 2-inch receiver. It has a sturdy 5-inch wide steel tray, so that fits tons of different e-bikes. Like the Electric XP has a 3-inch fat tire. The Rad Rover has I think a 4-inch. Has a bigger one, and both of them fit in there with no problem. I put cargo bites on the back of these even. It has an anti-fall off, 360-degree swirl structure, and anti-wobble structure. Also, tie up your little secure points and stuff. Don't leave them just dangling. There's no reason for that. It just helps your stuff last longer. Pull out the little pin, pull that, push it up. There you go. It'll lock in place, and you can leave it there. I highly recommend this. Like I said, we're going to take this to Minnesota with us. We're going to take this on our trip to Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's going to get a lot of use, and I've already used it once on one road trip locally. But yeah, highly recommend it.